Ask Me Anything, episode 202, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. First live in a while. I think the last time I went live is about maybe, I want to say, a week ago. Been dealing with some personal stuff, haven't been in the right headspace to really come on live. Um, Obviously, I've still been coaching my clients. So whenever that was done, I didn't feel I had the sufficient emotional energy left to give to you guys. And if I don't have that, I prefer not to go live. But all that being said, I'm here now, giving it a go. What's up, Nick, Paul, John? Congratulations. You're the first person to join today. Um, and yeah, let's have some fun. It is 3 p.m. Belgian time, 3 in the afternoon. So let's get to it. I've actually also been working on editing a vlog that I recorded almost, I want to say, a month and a half ago. So when I was in Tenerife in the beginning of January, I did record. What's up, Catalina? How you doing, girl? I just never really got around to editing it, but I'm happy to say that I am editing it now, and I would say that it's close to being done. So be on the lookout for that. That is definitely on the way. In terms of the gym, I've obviously still been training, but it's been very tough. The coming back from the injury part. What's up, Mario? Um, it's hard to like when you have professional football players or NBA players come out of a long term injury. Something that you often see is that they're kind of scared to get re-injured, and it shows on the field or on the court. And I'm definitely experiencing something like that right now in the gym. Like I, especially when I'm training chest or anything where I need my right shoulder, I can't really push that hard because there's always just this lingering pain-ish feeling. So it's always like I always have to be very careful, and it's definitely fucking with me. Having to overcome injuries when you're very serious about sports is hard. Let me tell you that. What's up, Elizabeth? How you doing, girl? How's Greece doing? And as some of you may or may not know, depending on how long you've been following the channel and me, I am still in the process also of figuring out exactly like uh, where I'm gonna live. Um, I definitely foresee a lot of traveling in the near future, though. Definitely gonna try to get away a little bit, man. Nick Paul John, hang tough, my man. You're inspiring and a badass. Thank you. I appreciate that. For sure. Like I even I would say mentally the past 2 months have been the hardest that I can remember in quite some time, due to multiple reasons. Um, Personal life, medical situation, injury. Um, so it's definitely been a learning process once again. And like I've said, I had to really kind of fall back on how many fronts I was burning up fuel. So that's why I'm doing a little bit less lives in the last couple of days, but I do intend on picking back up because I do still and will always believe that action is the best way out of any situation. Not sitting around, not getting down on yourself. Just have to find ways to take action to push the first domino. And in regards to that, I might have a video coming up about my medical situation in terms of new options that might be available. Once again, also, I want to say thank you to all the people that have reached out and shown support and sent me great messages in the last couple of weeks on the last videos. Anywho, we're 6 minutes in, and I feel like I haven't really said much yet because you guys need to ask me some good questions. I would like to make it more about you and less about me. Definitely. What's up, Elena? So, for those who are new to the concept of the live, you can come in and share what you're going through and ask my perspective or opinion on your situation, and I'll do my best to offer that. Invictus, hey man, I don't have a lot of time, but hi, hope you're doing better. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing good as well. I've actually been getting into um, snooker. Snooker? Yeah, I guess that's how you say it. It's like um, the game with the balls and the green table. Um, Hello, you're looking well. Thank you, Chris Laus. I am also starting to kind of like rebuild my social life, being that I'm in a geographical location where not much happens. I've been trying to focus on other things to get out the house and to take my mind off of things. Before, I think I was spending a little bit too much time just always focusing on doing live sessions and coaching clients, and kind of isolated myself that way. So tonight, actually, I'll also be going to a basketball game in Belgium's first division. So definitely looking forward to that. Haven't done that in shit forever. All right, guys. Unless you're going to start asking some questions, I don't see this live going anywhere. So if anyone has something that they would like me to shine my light on or discuss, we can get into that. But I'm not going to um, sit here the whole time just mumbling about me. So if there's anybody that would like to ask a question, the time is now. If not, that's fine as well, but then it'll be a really short live. James Husenthoff. Hello, I do have a question for you. How do you meet new friends in your late 20s or early 30s? The best way to do that, I think, is through the use of joining some type of like clubs, meaning finding an activity that you like, whether that's sports or whether that's a common interest like movies or a book club. The thing about meeting friends in your early 30s or late 20s is this is the stage of most people's lives when they're actually they all have their little group of friends already, and they're usually settling down with a partner. Now, obviously, whenever people get together and become a couple, they become less social. Like in general, that's the case because you're just gonna do a lot more stuff with your partner. So it's gonna be hard. Like I definitely would not advise you to go look for friends in bars and clubs and stuff like that. I would really try to find people that have an interest that, is something that you also care about. So James Hussentoff, what you can do is, depending on where you live, you can use the Meetup app. It's a free app, right? There you go. And then you can just join like three events and basically just meet people all the time, depending on the event. So I would look at it from that direction. Help me, Dr. Lee. I'm in Cancun for a second time. The place is beautiful. However, I just can't get into the constant 24/7 clubbing party here. I used to like this, but don't anymore. Something's wrong with me. No, it's called growing up and maturing. Um, First of all, honestly, I don't understand why you would go to Cancun if you're not into clubbing or partying, because that's what it's for. Like Cancun is made for that. People go there to get fucked up and to party. So you might want to, reconsider. For example, like what about Tulum in Mexico? Tulum is also in Mexico, and it's not. It's still a beautiful place. It's expensive as hell as well, but I think it's more like easy life than it is like hardcore club life. So um, it's not, honestly. I don't think there's anything weird with you not enjoying to go out anymore, like hardcore style. Like this is also something that I'm turning 34 in May, and I cannot bring myself to do that anymore. I don't know how I was ever able to stay up past 1 a.m. I just literally, I'm done energy wise. It's and if I drink, then I just get tired. Like I peak for a short while and then I just go down. So unless I'm taking drugs, which I'm not really into anymore at all. I mean, not that I ever really was at all. Um, it's just like it's not really happening. That's why one of my the few parties that I do still enjoy a lot is a party called Brunch in the Park. You can Google it. It's called Brunch in the Park. They do it in Barcelona. That's where it originated, if I'm not mistaken. They do it in Lisbon, um, in other places across Europe, and it's a daytime party. It stops at 10 p.m. And for me, that's perfect, where you can start early and go home at midnight and just be. Um, Thank you very much to myself. We only go to the adult only or quiet resorts, but yes, I will look into Tulum. Yeah, if it sounds to me like you would be better in Tulum. It's also very touristy. Don't get me wrong, but it's more like rich hippie stuff. So don't go to Cancun. Cancun is nature. People that lose their mind and party hard. So that's what you're gonna get. Like that's what you're gonna get if you go there. So I don't think that's really the place for you anymore. But it's normal as you get older that you enjoy less of this. Yo, Invictus, god damn, man. Thank you so much. Crazy donation. Jesus Christ. $50, man. I wish I had more uh, excitement to give you, but trust me, on the inside, I'm extremely happy, man. That's a very generous donation. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that a lot. Do you have any good calisthenics routines that you would recommend for strength building? Dude, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do. Like my strongest attributes, I would say, are my biceps and my back. And honestly, man, like what I have found to be the most effective exercise for both those muscle groups, is four-handed pull-ups. So obviously, I'm not telling you something new here. Like I'm sure that you are already doing four-handed pull-ups, but like really, don't do 3 sets of 10. Like do 6 sets of 10. You know what I mean? And weighted pull-ups. If you can add a weight to it and then do it, it's even better. So that's gonna blow you up. Like, and just in general, I'm also a very strong proponent of doing less exercises, um, and just focusing on going harder on the ones you do. I used to do a ton of exercises and didn't really get crazy results until I started doing a few exercises really well. And forehanded pull-ups is one of them. If you want to build your abs, man, you need to do leg raises, hanging leg raises. So that is really where you build that core. Those two, so pull-ups, leg raises. Um, any other count? I don't like dips personally. I don't like them. They fuck up my shoulder. I don't feel like they hit my tries really well. I just feel like they put straight on your shoulder. So leg raises, pull-ups. Trying to think what other calisthenics that there are that I've used. I guess running, you could consider that a calisthenic, but that's about it. That's about it. The thing you have to be careful with calisthenics, for example, if you're doing the monkey bars, which is like you're swinging from one to another, puts a lot of strain on your bicep tendon joints. So the bicep tendon joints go from here to here, right? And I fucked that up by doing too much calisthenic work because you're just dangling, hanging on push-ups. I don't like push-ups at all. I don't like push-ups at all, man. To be honest with you, I feel like it's a very inefficient exercise. But if it works for you, go for it. I just never found it to. Um, well, yeah, that's my input. But dude, run as well. Run. Um, long time no see. Awesome hair. Thank you, man. Ever considered streaming on Twitch? Yeah, I did that. I did that for a couple of months. It wasn't my thing. I don't know. I didn't like it. It's just I don't know. It didn't. I just felt like it wasn't a match. Also, I have my platform here. I got 55,000 followers on here, and I don't know. I I'd rather just go all in on this than try to like start from scratch on Twitch. Hey, Invictus, thank you so much again for the super generous donation, man. I see you got Giga Chad in your avatar. Do you know the story about him? Did you ever hear the story behind that guy? It's very interesting. Paul Nice, this guy. Where are you from, son? Belgian, son. Paul Nice. Do you think loneliness will continue to rise in the future? Do you think online things like social media, metaverse have to be limited or regulated more? No, I don't think they have to be regulated. Like I don't believe in censorship or more regulation at all. But yeah, loneliness will. I just look at it like this. I think all the people that are gonna be lost in the metaverse, those are the same people that are playing video games 9 hours a day right now. I think they're just gonna switch to that. The ones that are not into like spending their life through a digital avatar are still gonna be in the real world. Um, it is what it is. It's not your job to save somebody else's life. If somebody thinks it's a good investment of their time to spend hours upon hours video gaming or being in the metaverse, and let them do that shit. More real life for you. You know what I mean? Like fuck it, man. I look at that as natural selection. If people want to go down that route, like you can't save them all. And luckily for us, we have enough people. So but yeah, and I think loneliness is already at an all-time high, honestly. Um, but again, like the people that are wise enough will figure it out. Like nature always corrects itself. So the people that figure out, like, hey, maybe this isn't the best idea to spend my life online, and at some point they're gonna figure it out or not. And if they don't, then so be it. I think that we have it's ironic for me to say haven't had 50 million thousand surgeries in order to save my life, but I think in some regard we have become too focused on preserving everyone's life in a literal and figurative sense. Even uh, people used to die, man. People still die, and that's just kind of how it goes. And we've become like in a sort of way we can no longer accept that, like that people die. Like we're just all supposed to become, like live for 100 years, and I don't agree with that notion. Yeah, natural selection is a little bit rude. Well, Elena, what are you gonna do? Like, if you wanna tell people, if somebody's spending all their time on the metaverse, that's what I don't understand the outrage for and the fear of the metaverse. I'm not gonna spend my life on the metaverse. I can tell you that. Like, because I'm not spending my time right now on Xbox Live, and I know a lot of people that do that. So if that's how you choose to live your life, then so be it. Like, think about all the people that spend the bulk of their time watching sports. It's the same thing, like there's just people need something to pass the time, and it is nobody's job to save them. Like, the information is out there. Like, anyone that has a inch of willingness to make a positive change, it's never been easier to find information on how to turn your life around, or to get help, or to get inspiration. It's all for free on YouTube. Like, literally, people can come in right now here and ask me, practical steps on, like, what should I do to feel better, or like to have a more productive life, and I'll tell you. So, like, I remember a few weeks ago, some guy came in here, and he was complaining about, he moved away to study from his hometown, and he was telling me like it was torture, and he missed his parents and his family and his hometown friends or something like that, and it was unbearable. And I told him, like, dude, imagine having to do that 20 years ago. Like, you could literally just write letters, and you would literally see them once a year, twice a year. Now you can video call them every day. You can still see them. Like, you're in a position of luxury. Like, life is better than it's ever been. It's easier than we've ever been. But human beings, who are just so prone to suffering, we want to suffer. We need it. So we constantly go, and, like, doesn't matter how good and how easy things get, like, we'll still find a way to make it hard. The same with technology. So, like, technology is not the problem. It's the way people use it. Like, be responsible, grow up, be mature, become better. And if you don't do that, then, well, you see what I'm saying? Then you will end up the way you're supposed to end up. And you would have ended up the same way 100 years ago in a slightly different context, but still the same way. Does that make sense? Some people don't choose it though. They just need help. But yeah, then they're living online. But I want to be free from my body dysmorphic disorder and live life. Well, Mango, so how did you find help? Because you've been there. I would love to hear how you pulled yourself out of that situation. What did you do? I'm assuming that one day you said, fuck this shit. I'm not happy with how I'm living my life. I'm not happy with who I am. And you decided to make a change. Am I right? Am I wrong? Please let me know. I'm genuinely interested. Federated networks and blockchain internet is a new place people are moving to. I think people need a space to be free, all the good and bad that has to come with it. But I think we're pretty free though. I really feel, I don't understand this notion that we're not free right now. Like, oppression it's also something that is a very loaded term that gets used and thrown around a lot. Oppression, but, like, who's really being oppressed? And I'm not talking about China and Russia. I'm talking about, like, Western society. Who's being oppressed? Like, truly oppressed? That's why I quit gaming a few days ago after having gaming for a long time, 10 hours plus a day. There you have it. There you go. There you go. And guys, for the record, I gamed my life away between the ages of 12 and 19. 7 years of nonstop gaming, staying up until 5 in the morning. It's not like I'm sitting here on my, I'm in my ivory tower looking down at people that game. I was right there with you. And then I said one day, hey, I feel like I'm throwing my life away. And I just decided to make a change. So, like, but I had to go through, like, I really had to, when I got my first video games when I was a teenager, it was the most interesting and enticing thing in the world, on the world, on the planet for me. So I was like, this is all that I want. And I had to indulge in order for me to, like, get sick of it. My dad, man, he always used to tell me, like, he said, um, back when he was young, and this is gonna be some funny stuff. If they would get caught smoking or whatever, their parents would make them smoke a whole pack of cigarettes, all like in this, like, right one after the other, right? And then they would never do it again because they would be sick of it. And that's kind of like the same way I feel it can go with many things. Sometimes you need to indulge in something to understand that there is no satisfaction at the end of that process. Do you believe that love is fickle, that it can appear and disappear quickly, more so for women than men? No, not real love. Real love isn't fickle. That's the thing about real love, and that's why I've gone on record multiple times and said that I think most real love, like I think the closest things, you know, I think the purest form of love is that between a child and its parent. I think that's real love. I think in couples, there's definitely couples that have real love, but there's also a lot of them that just have like a mix of infatuation, lust, um, and just like common interests. Real love isn't fickle, but a lot of the relationships are, if you know what I'm saying. So it really depends. I think that anytime the relationship is based on sex or looks, I don't think love has anything to do with that. I think it's more about, you know what I always think? I'll give you a great example. Celebrities, right? When celebrities get together, so famous person A marries famous person B. Um, like, let's say, for example, to make it super simple and to keep it a little bit current, like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, right? Or Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, whatever. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds that Kim Kardashian is the person of whom's personality clicks and connects the best with that of Kanye? What are the odds that Brad Pitt's personality and interests and and soul matches the best with, it just happens to be Jennifer Aniston? You see what I'm saying? Are you following my train of thought? Like, these are more like arrangements, and it's not just on that level, it's on a lot of levels. It's just like prom queen, uh, uh popular football player, like, oh, you know so that's what I think. That's a perfect example of why that theory is valid to me. It's such a coincidence that wealthy or successful people, or popular people, always seem to end up with the very good looking person that is known for his or her looks. It's like, what a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. It's because the premise on which people choose to with whom they want to be in a relationship with doesn't have anything to do with love. It has to do with the status, it has to do with the money, it has to do with the looks. And then they're just like, yeah, we'll make it work. That's not love. So that love is fickle, yes, but that's not love. It just gets called that way because we don't really think about it that deeply. Um, Looking to gain just a shred of your confidence, dude. You're an inspiration. Thank you, Mango. Just curious if you like or have any thoughts on ASMR. I mean, I've checked it out. I think it's cool. I think ASMR is cool. Um, I think it is something for highly sensitive people, and I like how people have discovered that is a thing. And I don't really actively check it out or use it or enjoy it, but I have nothing negative to say about ASMR. One time, a few people told me that I should do ASMR. That cracked me up. Like, that I should make ASMR content, but I was like, no. Love is supposed to be unconditional, right? Love is not codependency. Love is supposed to be unconditional. don't know. I don't really agree with that premise. It's like, yeah, I love my mom, but if she goes on to fucking kill 10 people tomorrow, like, you know what I'm saying? Stars on Mars. I got dumped yesterday, but on the other hand, I was never in love after 2 months of dating. And I always fall quickly. I think she felt that I wasn't there. I'm a fragile person, so for natural selection. Oh, this is a different person. Sorry. Um, dude, so stars on Mars. I think that you are suffering of what I like to call, and I just made this up myself a few years ago. I like to call this the "Are you the one" syndrome. Like, I think you're the type of person where you can stand in line at a bakery shop and you can lock eyes with someone and you can just immediately go like, "Are you the one? Is this the moment where I meet the one?" I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling. I think a lot of people can relate to that that sensation and that thought. And I think a lot of us talk ourselves into, you know, having found the one finally. Like we'll just and we're so good at it. Like the human brain is so good at taking a few elements of someone and being like, oh my God, they're just like me, you know? And I think this is something that stems from us, people in general being brought up on certain media, meaning the shows that we watch, the movies that we watch, they all perpetuate this idea of finding the one and us knowing immediately, just like from the movies that we watch, the TV shows. And we think that's how it should be because that's how we were spoon fed, our concepts of love and mating. So I think that happens to a lot of people, and it rarely pans out, obviously. But don't be sad that you got dumped, man. Sounds like you weren't really into it to begin with. By the way, how did that work out? Like, I remember you telling me about a girl that you sent roses, and after she stopped talking to you, like, tell me what happened. Have a good day. You had a good day as well, Aaron. Love is always like a business deal. You have something the other person wants. Sometimes it's money or looks. Sometimes it's because of your personality. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's not love. That's not love. We just call that love. No, that's not love. Love is what there is between a mother and her child or a father and his child. That's love. And love can happen between two people that are not related as well, just to be very clear. I know that I've had that. I have met people whom I've deeply loved and continue to love. And a good example is if you're not able if you've never been able to end a relationship with someone without drama, without hate, and without fuck you and all this stuff, then you never been in love. Because if you love someone, you'll that is more important than anything else. Like to make sure that you're still good with that person. Like needless, regardless of the ego and the stuff that went down. But I don't believe this stuff about love is like a business deal. How can we even find love when everyone is so shallow? But I mean, not everyone is so shallow at all. You're not special, Razgar. You're not the only person who's not shallow. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a lot of people that are also not shallow. You're just not meeting them for whatever reason. Maybe because you're attracted to the people that maybe you prioritize the wrong things. I got I get rejected on first dates because of my appearance, first impression. There's no attraction there. So she's not interested in getting to know me better. Rosga, why don't you there is this really interesting statistic that like a crazy percentage of people find their partner in the working space. Because at work you are actually allowed to, you know, get to know people in a more neutral context, in a professional context. So you can develop a bond over time without there ever being any romantic premise. So this allows you to like really get to know someone without there being pressure, or without, like, people acting different because you're at work every day. And then when you really get to know someone, one day you realize, like, oh, actually, I'm thinking about this person after work as well. And you see what I'm saying? So I think you need to stop looking for love on dates. And I think you need to focus more on making female friends, and then see what can happen after that. I'm starting to believe that women only want chats. No, I don't think that's the case at all. Rigoberto, I don't even get a chance at love. I'm 30 plus virgin, no social circle or friends. Women don't give me a chance, but I'm a gentleman. Oh man. Rigoberto, why don't you, but dude, have you tried like apps, for example, like Bumble? Honestly, man, you need to just start going all in on stuff like that. If you go on Bumble and you start swiping right, like don't even look at the picture, just swipe right at every fucking profile, sooner than later you're gonna have a match and you're gonna have a date. So you'll get a chance at least, and then take it from there. That was her. I was at a party. This girl came on to me strongly. I told my date this, and she thought I was cheating, I guess. She broke contact. I sent the flowers, and she eventually said she wanted to keep seeing me. She said she liked me. I was the best lover she had. Humble brag. She was scared of being hurt and so on. We were on a date this Monday, and yesterday she called me and said it doesn't feel right. We said goodbye with zero emotions, very casually. Um, Dude, sounds like typical life stuff. So good on you, good on her for recognizing it, not wasting her or your time. Yes, yes. By the way, guys, um, 37 minutes in, I haven't mentioned yet. I am still taking on new clients for my mentorship service. So, what I do with my clients is this, but I'm also looking at the other person through video. And I talk with them twice a week through video. We go over the things that are missing or wrong or dysfunctional in their life. And then I tell them what to do. We put together a plan, and I basically tell them which steps to take. Then I follow up through audio and text messages by WhatsApp. All right. So if you want to hire me for that, you can email me at lorenz.dries at gmail.com. I think there's two things in this world: those who give out love, not expecting anything back, and those playing a game in order to get what they want. It's sad. Stay true and love will come to you. New Jersey female. I like it. Appreciate that. I couldn't agree more. Building a friendship first and moving into a relationship afterwards is the best thing that could happen to someone. Exactly. Like I'm not gonna say all, but like some of my best relationships I've formed that way. Like we became friends first because I wasn't even looking for love. I was just being myself. So there's no like, there's no masks or alternate behavior. And then before you know it, all of a sudden it's like, hey, I really like this person. I think that we are just as a species, we're always tending to be superficial and always look for superficial things and prioritize those things. Do you think being a virgin at 30 and no friends or social circle is a red flag to women? Um, I can guarantee you right now, there's a bunch of women that would love the fact that you're still a virgin. Really, they would think that is the most romantic, cool stuff ever. So you just have to flip it into your advantage. Now, if you are so bothered about being a virgin, then dude, go and go to a place where prostitution is legal and go get it on. Because I think a lot of, well, I don't think, I know a lot of men who have never had sex, or even who haven't had sex in a long time, they put sex on such a pedestal. They blow it up to be so big and important and like heavy, and it's like it's really not a big deal at all. It's a very how do I say, like, it's it's a very it's not that deep. It's not how they talk about it in those songs or movies or whatever. It's not that deep, pun intended. Um, And I think a lot of men definitely can crumble under the idea and the expectation of what sex should be like. And they make it a really big issue in your head. So you might want to get that out of your way. Thanks for your help. Well, that's why I'm here, man. I'm trying. That's why I do these things. I just want to give a shout out once more to my man Invictus Reinhardt Journatics, who gave a very generous donation. Anybody else that wants to donate to the channel, whether it's $1, it really doesn't matter the amount. You can click on the dollar sign below the chat box. It allows you to send over $1 or whatever you feel comfortable with and support the channel. Thank you in advance if you support my content and my time and my energy. Yeah. There's also sexual surrogates, skilled and trained therapists who apply more patient focused therapy. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Sexual surrogates? Yeah, I'm a little bit lost with that one. Haven't tried that yet. I'll try it, but on Bumble. Do women have more power on that app? Heard of it vaguely. They got all the power on Bumble. Yeah, they go better though. So what happens is on Bumble, if you have, first of all, the quality of people on Bumble is way higher than Tinder. Tinder is a shit show. I would never ever advise anyone to use Tinder. It's a dirty place. It's a dark, black, dark alley where people go to have one night stands and stuff like that. I think you're gonna have a hard time finding something serious on Tinder. It's low hanging fruit, in my humble opinion. Bumble is, from what I've seen, people way more serious, way more like mature. It's also a much older audience. Like it's more people in their 30s, late 20s. And yeah, it's more like people looking for actual relationships. If you have a match on Bumble, the woman, you can't, the woman has to say something first so that they feel like um, comfortable. So go for that, man. Dude, this is the best advice you've gotten all year. Install Bumble, put up a few decent pictures, and don't even look at the girls on there. Just swipe right until you run out of swipes, and then do it again the next day. It's a motherfucking numbers game, Playboy. All right, you keep shooting at the hoop. It's sales. I used to do sales, man. We would have to get in 300 phone calls a day. 300 times, boom, no, boom, no, boom, no, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. But the 265th time, ding, 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 I would make a sale. That's it. It's the same thing in life, man. Keep putting up shots. I thought you just recommended meeting people in the workplace instead of dating apps. No, this was that I was giving that advice to somebody else. I'm giving him that advice because he's not even getting. He told me he's not even getting to the part of actually meeting people. So that's when I would advise an app. That being said, um, I would advise anyone that does have things going on to not so much focus on dating as to focus on meeting people in your environment. The workplace is actually a great, great, great environment to find good potential partners. But be careful, guys. Hey, be careful. Don't go fucking up your career over unwanted flirting and stuff like that either. All right, like let me be cautious here. I don't want any of you guys to lose your job because you're so-called sexually harassing someone. Like you got to feel the vibes. All right, it's tricky, but any advice about anxiety and panic attacks? Um, I found that a great way for anxiety and panic attacks, a great way to lessen that effect is walks in nature, cardio activity. So running, walking, being in an upward position. Again, nature. So you should try to go on a little hike every day. Um, there's a supplement that I've been using actually. It's called Lion's Mane, and it's actually been proven to be quite effective for mild symptoms of anxiety and depression. So check that out. Um, I'm using it, and it's definitely been beneficial for me. What's up, Delia? Stars on Mars. I thought about this in a more practical sense. About us in a more practical sense. The intellectual and sexual connection was there, but not emotional. Well, I don't, but I'm pretty sure that she would consider that a waste of time and she was looking for something more serious, right? Guys, did I mention I have a Discord server yet? So I basically have a chat server where my community is in constant connection with each other 24/7. Now, you can also join that Discord server for free, obviously, but the only way to get in is by clicking on this secret link that I'm going to share with you guys right now. So if you want to join the Discord and join the Viking community, this is my Discord. It's called the Hideout. It's a judgment-free place, safe place for anyone. I'm on there as well, obviously. Come check it out. Click that link if you want to join. And that's it. Thank you for that advice and supplement. Yeah, check it out, man. And also, man, just like go start lifting weights, go get into fitness. Like, there's no better way to deal with anxiety and bad negative thoughts than by reshaping your body, building muscle. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder, but just like enhance your physique naturally. Alrighty. That's it for me. 47 minutes in. I'm happy with this. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Had a blast. I'll be back soon. Peace.